Morning, welcome back to Alan's Allotment. Saturday the 29th of July 2023. I've just arrived up at the allotment. I've been up here about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and I'm just getting some of these seedlings in this bed, this spare bed that we have now. I've got the tomatoes tied up, etc. I'll just spin you around and we'll give you a quick look. Right, so what I've done is these unlabelled pot, I remembered with pak choi. I looked back on one of the videos. So I've put 6 pak choi in here. No, I actually put 9 in. 3, 6, 9. And I've now just put in 6 autumn calabrese. Now I've left 2 in the pot and I still have a lot more in the polytunnel. But I'm keeping a couple back just in case these get slugged. But you'll note the bed is still bone dry. I haven't watered it. But I've dug down with the bulb planter, sunk these down. They've got a good soaking before I planted them, and then I've got a drop of water to settle them in, and we'll just leave them to get on with it. And we've done the same with the pak choi. I've now also strung these tomato suckers. Look at the size of them already. They're even getting tomatoes on the bottom truss. And these are the Crimson Crush, and I'm still waiting for the tomato on that. You probably wonder what the noise was in the background. I'm actually just filling these 2 rain barrels up again. They work on a siphon system. Fill one, they'll both fill. And this was overflowing. We've had that much rain. This IBC was right up to the top and overflowing. So I'm taking some relief off it. And I've moved, well, a good 200 litres so far. Maybe a bit more. Because they were about half full, these. And I'm just using a little Bosch pump that we always use. Charged the battery up fully yesterday, and it's been running 20 minutes or more now, and it's pushing it all through this reel as well. Nice to see. These have really put some growth on now. These are the raspberries. We will put a strap on there and strap them back to the shed in time to come. Right, welcome back to Alan's Allotment. Thanks for following me along. So today I've just come on, I've just got the kettle on now. You've seen I just planted a few seeds there. Got a couple of lettuces I want to get in as well. And then I'm hoping, if the weather holds out, because we've had blazing sunshine, pouring down rain, torrential rain, I'm going to try and get that grass cut. The grass that we got cut yesterday moved over into the compost bays. Right, we're running well into the afternoon now. It's about 2 o'clock. Tony popped up with the grandkids for a visit, so we just got chatting, and the grandkids were just enjoying the chickens, playing with the chickens. So I'm only just getting a start on this now. It's going to be a long day. I haven't got the mic on, and it's a bit windy at the moment, but I'm not sure how you'll hear this. So you can see we've made a start. We're 3/4 of the way up here now. And basically all I'm doing is layering with the grass, a batter full of that, a couple of scoops of this. Now this is wood chip and chicken manure from when we cleaned the chickens out. So what we do is we put a full wheelbarrow full, a thin layer of this wood chip chicken manure, and then keep going like that. So just like that, just a thin layer over the top of the woody stuff, stroke chicken manure. Bonus, got a nice red potato out of there, so that must be one of the Sarpo meters from last year. Somehow there must have been a tiny thing in this other compost bin. So we've got a potato as well. We'll see the further we get down here. Off the top layer you'll see it's still sort of dried wood chips where the nutrients have all washed down from the chicken manure. The further we go down, the more it breaks down. And as you can see, this is with no added nitrogen other than the chicken manure to the wood chips. Oh, that's a stone. I don't know how that's got in there. It must have been in the bag of wood chips, but as you can see, that is really good compost already. Right, we get the final layer of this onto here. As you can see, that'll give us a cubic ton. Now obviously this is going to drop when it rots down, probably about halfway, but I've nowhere else now to put the rest of the grass, and it looks like I've hardly touched this grass. There was that much of it, so I'm going to have to put it into that one up there. Right, I thought if I'm going to start filling this compost bin with grass and what I've got left, I thought I'll get all the dirty tops off here and get these potatoes out while it's dry before we get any rain again. And you can see it's quite a sizable bed this, and we'd already harvested up to about here, but a very poor turnout again. So these are the kestrels, and again there was some really nice potatoes in here. But you can see they've been attacked, but I'll get plenty of potato out of that one. But some of them were really nice. So yeah, there's a scabbing on them, but I still think this is too wet. But yeah, but I must have threw hundreds out like this, like good sized potatoes as well, all half eaten. And I just chucked them in there basically. So it's not a lot, but it's a bit of food. I've decided to call it a day. So this heap was all the way around here to about here, so I've pretty much only moved half of it. But I've decided I've had enough today. I don't want to overdo it and push myself. It isn't that it's heavy, it's the fact of loading it into the barrow, traipsing it up here, opening the gate, trying to hold the chickens back while I get the barrow through. Then opening that gate through there, trying to hold the chickens back while I get the barrow through, and then doing it. So, and the same on the way back. So it's a little bit of a pain, and it takes more effort than it should, of course. If I'd had a straight run through, it would have been great. Could have just left the gates open and run right through, but that would mean locking the chickens in, and I don't really want to do that. So I decided I'd do these 3 buckets of Picasso at the front now, just to see how they were coming on. Well, I thought I'll lift one and see how they're doing. And the first thing I want you to notice is just how dry this compost is. I mean, it's bone dry, all but. It's only a little bit damp now because I've been breaking it up to get the potatoes in. But hey, look. Bone dry. Let me show you my theory around being too wet and scabbing on potatoes. So that's bone dry. No scab. Not a massive harvest, because I know what these are capable of, but I'm very happy with that. They look really nice potatoes, and I'll definitely grow Picasso again next year. Right, so I've harvested 4 buckets and left 4, because the foliage is much better on the other ones. And to be honest, these could have went quite a bit longer, and they're only 16 weeks in the tubs, so I'm going to leave these ones as long as they'll go, because I know what Picasso are capable of growing to. I've seen really good things with Picasso. So I'm going to leave these last 4 until they're pretty much completely dead, and then we'll see the difference in the harvest. But I want to show you what we got out of those 4 tubs, and I am absolutely delighted with the results. So that's out of those 4 tubs. Now I know these can grow massive, and obviously they're restricted in buckets, so I'm really keen to see how they come out, the ones that we put in the beds. and they didn't go until the end of July, so they've got a long time to go yet. We'll leave them to die right off. So there we have it, a really nice little harvest of Picasso potatoes. They're definitely on my list for next year, these. Right, I've got the kettle on, final cup of coffee, and I'm going down home. I've done enough for today. I'm really pleased with those Picasso potatoes. I can't wait to see what the ones out of the bed come out like. Assuming they don't get slugged, eaten by rats, moles, whatever. And I'm pretty sure they were rats that have been chewing those potatoes, take chunks out of them like that. But maybe moles do it as well, I'm not sure. It's been a weird old sort of year this year, and anything is good for me. So any harvest at all is good. I also want to add at this point, if you look back on my videos when I planted those, they were planted in the cheapest compost possible. And I said I've used this quite a bit in the past, and I do continue to use it. I'm not going to say what it is or it'll shoot up in price, but if you want to have a look, pop back on the videos and you'll see what it is that I've used. Right, going to have a cup of coffee, then I'm going home. I've had enough. As always, thanks for popping along, thanks for following me, thanks for all your likes, dislikes, comments, subscriptions, suggestions, donations, and your comments. I really do appreciate it all. As always, wherever you are in the world, stay safe, be practical, and keep yourselves out of harm's way. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.